I'm Jake.
And I'm Allie.
And today, with the release of the new Indiana Jones film, we're going to be reacting to the Nostalgia Critic / 80's Dan review of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom from 2012. My personal favorite of the Indiana Jones original trilogy. Not Doug's, but they get into that here. And 80's Dan, for those who don't know, is a show that Brad Jones did back in the day that was kind of a sideshow he did next to the Cinema Snob, where he played a guy from the 80s who time traveled into the modern era and looked at everything through an 80s point of view while introducing 80s nostalgia. So it's the perfect balance of guy who likes it, guy who dislikes it, and you seen Temple of Doom?
I have not in a long time. I have, but again, I was very young.
Well, you're in for a treat. I remember us binging it when we were at our cousin Christopher's wedding.
Yeah.
So, further ado, let's watch.
80's Dan is filmed in front of a live thuggy sacrifice.
Ah, there he is.
Horrendous!
Poppy shit.
Horrendous poppy shit. Yes, bubble.
Cancer sore.
Vomit dick.
Douche sucker.
Turd. Well, I, for one, love
Jake Norval's voice.
You're a dick.
That's a Rob robot. It's a video game product.
Oh my God.
I can't believe they made it so god awful.
Years of waiting, and this is what they give us.
A human being cannot survive a nuclear blast in a fridge.
The Crystal Skull, number 4.
It's all totally useless anyway. The original trilogy is perfect.
Yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Last Crusade.
And of course, the best out of all of them, Temple of Doom.
Yeah!
I'm sorry, I hate to interrupt via bad green screen effect. I don't even know where you guys are positioned. Hopefully you're looking in my direction, but I'm sorry, I can't let this fly.
What are you talking about, 80's Doug?
Kate Capshaw.
Yeah, I know people really hate Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but how come Temple of Doom always gets a free pass?
Because it's
some
awesome.
Silly scenarios, the stupidest lines, and the most obnoxious characters. So how come this one usually gets overlooked whenever talking about bad Indiana Jones flicks?
Because it's awesome.
It's not. It's terrible. And to prove it, I'm gonna go over and show just how friggin' silly this film is.
You're gonna find something silly in an Indiana Jones film? Good luck there, pal.
Let's begin. Well, at least to its credit, it does start off like an Indiana Jones movie. I mean, you got the mountains, the rough and gruff tone, the epic feel of adventure, the
I like
dancing
this.
Broadway singer, the line chorus, the tap dancing. Or did I just pop in a copy of That's Entertainment by mistake?
Yeah, this. Good choreography.
What the hell is this? Would you ever guess this is an Indiana Jones movie just like
That's why it's so great. It plays with your expectations, and it catches you off guard.
But it has nothing to do with anything. I keep expecting the cast of Blazing Saddles to bust in. I'm working for Mel Brooks. Well, it turns out this musical number was at a high-class restaurant in Shanghai. Though where they hit that giant soundstage they were dancing earlier is anyway.
Fair point. But it looks nice.
Of all the lame-ass sequels and lame-ass franchises, Lucas had to make one in mind.
We found what? You know it.
Oh, he
So
looks
this
so
is about to
handsome.
exchange an ancient
Harrison
artifact
Ford
until
never
obviously
looks sexier than this movie.
Seriously.
Get the artifact.
He's going to deliver him now.
Say, who is this?
Our hero, everybody. When he's not holding knives to women's backs, he's drowning puppies in buckets of poison. And again, I guess Indy always...
Nemo's going in there.
No!
Her
No,
dog.
not my baby.
Interest. He finds his other girlfriend kidnapped only to leave her behind. He has another chance to save her, but throws it away just to see what's in the box.
Oh.
And Elsa, well...
She's a
That galaxy of non-pleasure is known as Kate Capshaw, playing
Hey,
knowing love
Kate
and
Capshaw's a treasure.
Tools in my dress from Paris.
She's so obnoxious that even when Indy is poisoned and threatens to kill her for the antidote, the gangsters don't give a shit.
You keep it going. I find another.
Well, screenwriters have the same attitude. Indy has a backup waiter, but he just proves to be a wasted script page.
We'll get you out of here.
Not this time, Indy. I followed you on many adventures.
None of which we'll address or make movies about.
Great unknown mystery. I go first, Indy.
Farewell, totally pointless Lucas character. You'll be buried next to Mac from Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and the Bothans from Star Wars. But he offers a Shishka dime for the antidote and the dime.
Oh no, no!
Oh, thank God they have the world's slowest moving knives. But he manages to fight his way out using the cover of balloons!
Pennywise!
And now I introduce you to the second most annoying character in this movie.
Hey, Tony Award winning?
Sure.
Now he's an Oscar
Or
winner.
Oscar award winning.
Like he was Jake Boyd. Like it was shit.
Yeah, I don't care if he's a kid. I don't care if that's his real accent or not. The squirt is fucking obnoxious. Why?
Not to
Because he
me.
shouts every
Maybe
single
it's because
word
I got
he's
some
on.
love for a fellow yellow. I'm half Asian.
I can't laugh at that. That's what he sounds like.
Yeah, practically every other line he says in this movie, he screams at the top of his lungs. And is there anything more annoying than someone that just screams every other line they say? I mean, that's really obnoxious! But on the plus side, at least we know Lucas would never partake in another overly annoying racial stereotype in his film career. He'd just save himself for the especially annoying.
Oh.
Oh, come on, it's China. The kid should have like 5 jobs by now.
Where's my knife?
That's right, folks. We just did a broke a nail joke.
Yep.
Successfully
Because that is all that women
insulted
care about.
Chinese, and we haven't even gotten to the Indian stereotypes yet. Let's celebrate with a pointless Dan Aykroyd cameo.
Dr. Jones. I'm a robot.
That is Dan Aykroyd putting on a fake British accent.
Slight inconvenience as you will be riding on a cargo full of
I'm letting the hair down.
I wonder
Yeah,
why we
do
don't
it.
see it in the movies anymore.
Nice try, Lao Shay.
But it turns out the plane has been sabotaged by Lao Che, and they...
Oh, I remember. He has the most diabolical plans for them.
No, what? Do the pilots slit their throat while they're asleep, or shoot them in the back or something?
No. They conveniently fly him all the way to India, then jump out of the plane, leaving all their cargo behind.
Well, wait, why the hell did they do that? They jump out of the plane into the
I got no
middle of
beef with that.
nowhere. They're in the mountains. They had a plane and they just jumped out of it. Wouldn't it have made more sense if they just killed them and then still delivered that cargo to their destination?
I thought it'd be funny.
Did she really just bite her fist? Why don't you just give her a frying pan and a rolling pin throughout this movie?
I see her more as a play on the damsel in distress tropes.
I agree.
I don't care if it's Indiana Jones. That is one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. I gotta be honest. It's gonna be really hard to top that.
Oh my God.
So let me get this straight. Surviving an explosion in a fridge is going too far, but this is totally believable. This is not going beyond any realm of plausibility that you would find distracting.
Well, yeah, that was a fridge. This is a raft.
Yeah, they're totally different. You come across an Indian dock been stolen by this man. I do this because children make better workers than adults twice their size and strength.
Get them while they're young.
So the mission is on for Indy to find the stone and bring back the children. Well, obviously this is too dangerous to bring a small child and a useless comic relief. What can I do it?
I can't go to Pankot. I'm a singer. Oh, I need to call my agent. Is there a phone name? I need a phone.
Why does he bring her along anyway? I mean, the kid, odd to say, can be useful sometimes, but she has literally done nothing.
She wouldn't survive without
Is it just
him.
that the village doesn't want to put up with her anymore?
Oh, I need to call my agent. Is there a phone name? I need a phone.
Ugh. That's too much of a penance.
Well, maybe somewhere down the line she'll do something of value. Oh, God.
Oh, quit complaining. This is expensive stuff.
You're wasting it.
Pipe down, big bad boo. This doesn't hurt. You know what you really need? You really need a bath.
This is why Superman works alone.
That's my movie. You made me quote Batman and Robin. This character is so horrible that I was forced to use a Batman and Robin quote.
I was happy in Shanghai. My friends were rich with the parties all the time and limousines. No fun.
Shut up! I can't stand it anymore! I'm changing my top 11 dumbasses in distress. I'm switching her out with Jubilee and putting Willie in the number 5 spot. Yeah, Jubilee's fashion sense was much weirder, but you know what? She fucking tried. Her? Oh, right! Take her out, Marion! Oh, gosh, she's awesome.
I think we'll camp here.
I like Willie because she's funny, and Kate Capshaw, she's got a very easy to like personality. To some people it would annoy them, but honestly, I love her screams. It always makes me laugh.
All we need is Pee Wee Herman to turn on his goggle lights.
Why are you dragging us off of this deserted palace? That's Shiva, and we'll be handing the priest.
Rock. I told him to go forth and combat evil. And to help him, we gave him 5 sacred stones with magical properties.
Magic rocks, fortune, and glory. Sweet dreams, Dr. Jones.
I believe in a magic carpenter who came back to life as a zombie, thank you very much. We're heading to the palace where
Good
the
point.
greeted with friendly people.
This is Miss Scott. This is Mr. Round. My name is Indiana Jones.
Motherfucker.
Well, if you all sound like perfectly normal people to be taken seriously, let me take you to the center of our government. So they meet the ruler, Maharaja. Verdict's still out on the gender there. And partake in one of the more famous scenes of the movie.
This caused a lot of flack.
Oh.
Hi, folks, for lunch.
You know, as a person who loves Indian food, I should be insulted by how culturally insensitive this is, but if there is a culture that can make this stuff taste good, by God, it's the Indian culture. So I'll give it a pass.
Some cultures do consider that a delicacy. Not India, though.
And they definitely wouldn't serve it like
You're gonna
that.
eat when the original caretaker from The Shining is at the head of your table.
Personally, I hate Indian
So the
food.
Prime Minister
I
says he
love
doesn't know anything
Indian
about
food.
stones of power or kidnapping children, which means this gives Indy plenty of time to check on his Willie. No, I'm not kidding. That's literally how he puts it.
I think I'll just check on Willie.
Check out the reaction on that kid. If a man said he was going to check on his Willie in front of me, I would have the exact same reaction.
I think I'll just check on Willie.
That's all you better do.
Thus, Indy goes to gaze at his Willie, and we partake in romantic banter.
I'm a scientist.
So as a scientist, you do a lot of research?
Always.
I see you left your self-focus on.
But it turns out they both want to play hard to get, and they go to their rooms waiting for the other one to enter. whimsy on the comedy music. You're making Looney Tunes music look subtle.
Go on.
Indiana Jones! This is one night you'll never forget.
Really? The kid is sleeping through all of this? Surely the sound of people not laughing at Kate Capshaw's jokes would have woken him up eventually. And that wins for silliest Indiana Jones death. And given the death scenes in these movies, that's pretty impressive. So Indy finds a secret passage in one of the rooms and brings down the grown, mature adult to accompany him. Oh wait, no, sorry, he brings Short Round with him instead. Because she is literally so goddamn annoying that the young little Chinese boy who can barely speak English is actually more useful.
Indy!
But they get caught in a booby trap, which I guess makes sense because introduced to them by a booby door, and Willie has to go in and save them.
Willie, hurry!
I can't do it.
You can do it.
Feel inside.
You feel it first!
Do it now.
Okay!
You know what? Let it crush us. It's more dignified to go out this way than to know we had to be saved by her.
They escape the trap and work their way to a sacrifice that I'm sure the Hindu religion is totally behind.
They're just an evil cult, man. Don't take it that seriously.
It's a boogie ceremony. They're worshiping Booby.
The dog, a friend of Doug's at the time. Collie.
No, it's the Manos Hands of Fate guy. Some credit. That guy's phony baloney nonsense is probably closer to a real religion than this one is.
But not as cool. Om Nam Shivaya.
Oh no.
Because all religions are 100% factual in the world of Indiana
What?
Jones, the stones do in fact have supernatural power. It's weird, they even reference the coexistence of other gods in this movie.
Then the Hebrew god will fall, and then the Christian god will be cast down and forgotten.
This bill should be called Coexist the Bumper Sticker the Movie. And apparently those stones do some really freaky ass shit too.
Oh.
Oh god. How is he screaming without his heart? Oh my god.
Jesus Christ, movie! I mean, I know the Indiana Jones films can be crazy in their death scenes, but holy shit! This is like something a psycho would write! God, it's like how they fired journalists at Fox News!
2012. No such shock. This movie played a part in the PG-13 rating becoming a thing.
Oh my god.
Seriously, this movie is rated PG.
That's crazy.
So once Indy sees they just use the stones to creatively kill people and, I don't know, make jack-o'-lanterns, he sneaks towards the holy relic with no guards, of course, and takes it for his own. But he hears the sounds of children in distress and sees that the villains are using them to mine for more magic stones.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
And honestly, this is one of my major problems with the movie. It's just downright unpleasant. I mean, yeah, the other films have creepy scenes and crazy visuals and such, but the whole middle of this movie is just dark caves, people being whipped, and children in pain. Yeah, fucking sign me up for that, please.
I pray to Shiva. Let me die. I do not.
Other films could get grim, but there was a sense of fun and clever lightheartedness to set it off.
I like the darker edge.
I said clever lightheartedness. This is mostly just watching people suffer. It's not fun and it doesn't add to anything particularly dramatic, so it just seems sort of needlessly cruel.
Oh, come on, it has a point. It's to make the villain more memorable.
Yeah, everyone remembers creepy, weird skull hat guy.
Hey!
What's his name?
Creepy, weird skull hat guy.
Duh.
His name is did you think of the 80s dance crew?
I like it.
We now return to 80s Dan meets the Nostalgia Critic.
Hello?
Uh-oh. Forgot to take away the freeze frame.
It's okay. So they take him to the torture chamber. They try to make him drink from Dawson's head, but he does the unthinkable. He spits it out! Holy shit, no one's ever thought about doing that, wow! But they beat the crap out of the little kid to force him to drink it. So the juice apparently turns Indiana Jones into Bizarro Indiana Jones, totally possessed by the worst of humanity.
This is a good joke here.
Metachlorians is a great idea.
Reference to the Phantom Menace, the Star Wars
This leads him to
prequels.
try and sacrifice Willie to the lava pit. Okay, maybe he's not totally possessed by the worst of humanity. The feeling's mutual about your performance, honey. The villain, for some reason, doesn't take her heart out. A shame, I was looking forward to rewinding that a few times. But the kid manages to escape his chains and try to help Indy. How come he's the only kid who figured out how to break his bonds? Did really?
Because they've been beaten down into
smash their
submission.
chains with a digging tool? Maybe being a Chinese kid, he's used to escaping physical labor.
And you give shit to this film for its racial stuff.
It's nothing but abuse to Willie and Short Round. I could watch it forever. The Short Round
Harrison Ford, I can say, never looked sexier than this
Or
film.
brain and brings him back to normal.
Aren't they the bad guys?
Yeah, what?
Surprised she hasn't cooked already.
I
He set on
know.
fire when he was that close. Her perfume alone has to be flammable.
Oh.
Until next time, Batman. So he pulls his Willie out, but she isn't aware if it's him or not. So she slaps him, making a punch sound effect for some reason, until she realizes he's back. So they all go to save the kids, strike that. Indy and Short Round go to save the kids, while Willie just watches. God, I hate her. While Indy has his battle with the second to last boss you usually find at the end of a video game. You know, the fight choreography in this ranges from action-packed to goofy cartoon.
Well, he doesn't show it, but the Maharaja has a voodoo doll of Indy, which made him unable to fight for a while.
Boy, I hope Indy never knows he can do better than me. They get to the mining cart to escape, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is actually a pretty cool act.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I remember this.
Though it is weird how the kid's arms and legs suddenly grow double their size when they're fighting over him. He looks like a Chinese Stretch Armstrong.
I never noticed them looking longer.
He's split up, and big shot. Willie and Short Round are captured.
I love that.
So's yelling is less over the top than that.
She has a great scream.
Gotta be a pot, creepy weird skull hat guy. And I think most of you know this setup. He's in the middle of the bridge and is looking for a way out.
In hell.
I couldn't resist. No, here's what really happens. God, those gators only have a taste for black cloth. I think the little guy swam away like a minute ago. Here's another silly moment. Indy actually makes the guy punch himself.
I liked it.
Fights choreographed by a fifth grader.
Quit sacrificing yourself to Kali. Quit sacrificing yourself to Kali.
You know, and I'm not sure what the point of this is.
I think he was trying to knock him down with the body.
Now I don't have to pay for his healthcare.
Oh no.
They fight the Stones when Indy says one of the most strange lines in the movie.
You betrayed Sheila.
He says the magic words in the rock burn out of the bag with the villain falling quickly behind, but what I don't get is why he's so pissed that he betrayed Sheba. He said it was all mumbo-jumbo earlier in the film.
He's trying to make the magic really work.
Yeah.
You betrayed Sheila.
I will totally steal Jewish artifacts and become immortal, but anyone who betrays Sheba, fuck you!
Trying to get Sheba to make the stones catch fire.
Willie gets one of the stones back and returns the children to the village.
No more adventures with you, Dr. Jones.
Sweetheart, after all the fun we've had together.
If you think I'm going to Delhi with you or any place else after all the trouble you've gotten me into, think again, Buster.
Most sensible reaction of the film.
Snakes before ripping your heart out.
It's official. We're editing you out of the special edition. Just replace you with Jabba the Hutt or something.
Sir, I need a guide to Delhi. Can you
Yeah, one fractured hip later. So Indiana Jones whips his willy, gets his willy wet, and even kisses his willy in front of all these innocent children. What else can he say but feels so wrong? There, that was Temple of Doom. By far the
Best Indiana Jones film ever.
Agreed.
Really? After all that?
Well, you know, it's very campy. It has a dark tone, and it takes itself probably more serious than it needs to, just like a real B-movie serial. Part of the fun is that it is so over the top and intense, unlike Crystal Skull, which was more safe and forgettable.
Well, to your credit, I can kinda see where you're coming from. Well, I don't think it's a good movie, and I mean by any means. You can at least make the argument that it is an unforgettable movie, and that at least it went all the way with what it was doing.
It had balls.
It doesn't have as many bad things in it. It also didn't take as many risks, and with very little of an impact on most audiences. So when you get down to it, I guess the real question is, what's worse? Something horrible but at least memorable, or something average but totally forgettable?
Whichever one
Not
needs to
horrible,
do,
but it is
down for
memorable.
that.
Is down for that technically an 80's term?
Don't question my reality.
So, I guess the debate for which is the worst Indiana Jones movie is still up for argument. But there is one thing that I know for sure. I am so glad that I do not have to live in the 80's anymore.
It's okay. They're glad not to have you.
I'm the Nostalgia Critic, and thanks for the team at 80's, Dan, for getting through this movie with me.
There's only one way to end this, guys. Freeze frame.
The theme song to 80's, Dan. I love this. It's not that hard to hold still.
I know.
Do that.
Yeah, everyone remembers creepy, weird skull hat guy. His name is Molar Ron, you asshole.
I love that they included that.
Yeah.
Because every time they did the creepy, weird skull hat, that was literally me.
Yeah.
I was watching, I'm like, his name is Mulram.
Yeah.
And, well, more specifically, Mulram! But yeah, that was the review. Before we get to the movie, did you enjoy the review?
Yes, I did. I thought it was great. I like to see them collaborating.
I love collaborations, hence why we do this. The other members of Team Snob, the chick with the dark hair, that was Jillian Zerwowski, who at the time of this episode was married to Brad.
Oh.
They actually got divorced. Maybe they got divorced by the time this video went up, but they got divorced the year this episode came out.
Oh.
Although she still continued to appear in his videos for many years. And fat guy with glasses and the blonde-haired girl.
Yeah.
That was Brian and Sarah Lewis. At the time, like, they were married. They actually got divorced the year this came out too. And remember Dave Gobble? He played Tim in Freak Out. Sarah's now married to him, and she's now like Mrs. Gobble.
Oh my god.
As Dave put it, when it comes to Illinois, it's a bit incestual, but that's how it works.
Oh, that's so funny. They all just kind of intermingle.
And the robot is voiced by Jake Norville, the friend that no one speaks of at Team Snob anymore.
Got it.
But yeah, I love 80's Dan. It only lasted 2 years.
Oh, I think it's so funny.
They only did like, I think 8 or 9 episodes of it, because it was hard to get everybody together.
Yeah.
But it was a good show, and I like the character.
Yeah.
It's been over. It's crazy that it's been over a decade since that show was on.
Yeah.
But I disagree. I disagree with Doug tremendously on Temple of Doom, but I still enjoy his review because there are some. I'll admit there are some good jokes to make.
Yeah.
Does this bring back memories of the film at all?
A little bit, yeah. You know what it makes me think of is here in Massachusetts, or not here, but in Massachusetts, we have a place called Jordan's Furniture in Avon, and yes, it's a furniture store, but it has this big like theater that it does like. It calls it the mom experience, which is basically you're just like in these chairs that move around, and they put a 3D image on the screen, and when you're kids, like you would go, it was so much fun. But they had one of that exact same, like the mine, like little mine, what do you call it?
Cart.
Like cart.
Yeah.
Going through, they had that exact same thing. So that's what it reminded me. When I first saw that scene in the review, I was like, that's Jordan's Furniture. That's my childhood.
Sounds like fun.
My favorite jokes would probably be the critic's reaction to the heart scene.
Oh my gosh.
That is a crazy scene.
That was crazy dark, and I had no idea it influenced the PG versus PG-13 rating.
This movie and Gremlins, which Spielberg produced, made the creation of the PG-13.
It needed it. Oh my god, this movie would be scarring.
And that clip where before he cuts the bridge, and then we see that clip of Brad hitting the metal bridge.
What's that from?
It's from the Channel Awesome movie Suburban Nights. And in that, the Cinema Snob, it's about all the Channel Awesome reviewers cosplaying as fantasy characters.
Oh, fun.
The Cinema Snob dresses as Indiana Jones, and he tries to reenact the cutting the bridge, forgetting that he's on a metal bridge.
Of course.
And
that was a perfect cutaway.
I also love when he knocks his own man down, and he's like, ha-ha, now I don't have to pay for his health care.
Yeah, that was really funny.
That's a good joke.
Yeah.
And I just want to address, because I fucking love Temple of Doom. It's got a few corny moments, and I've already gone into what I think of Willie. Some might find her annoying, but I genuinely enjoy her.
Yeah.
A lot of it owed to Kate Capshaw. And I guess Spielberg felt the same way because a few years after this movie, he married her.
I did not know that.
But I just want to address two of the biggest controversies. Mostly oversensitive white bitches. I like to call this movie a racist film. You're not an oversensitive white bitch.
I was going to say, I fit some of those. Glad to be back, cocksucker.
I'm talking about other.
I know.
But the dinner scene where they're eating bugs and snakes, people give that shit thinking it's a racist scene.
Yeah.
I never saw that as a reflection of Indian food or whatnot.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't even relate to Indian food. I wasn't really following that connection.
According to one of the actors of the film, the scene is meant to be a joke. It is meant to be a funny scene. But the joke, as Rasan Seth said, the joke is that the Indians were serving Westerners what Westerners assume Indians eat. Also, there was a scene in the script, not filmed, but it was scripted, where Indiana comments that devout Hindus would never eat stuff like this. And he comes to the conclusion that they're trying to scare them. That there's something off with these particular people.
Yeah. Because they're a cult.
And they probably should have included that bit, because it would have made it clear this is not meant to represent.
Yeah.
But they cut it, I'm assuming, because it was a dialogue scene and they probably thought it might have dragged.
Yeah.
And also, regarding the portrayal of the religion, Amrish Puri, who plays Balaram, he called the controversy silly. He is Indian.
Yeah.
He called it silly and said it's based on an ancient cult that existed in India and was recreated like a fantasy. And he was like, Indians have done this kind of stuff in their own films. It's only when a foreign director does it that people get their underwear in a twist.
Good point.
So, and I've seen movies where Jesus and Satan were portrayed as aliens. You don't see Christians throwing a hiss fit.
Yeah.
But overall, I love this, and do you have any final thing to say?
No, I thought it was great. I will say, don't hate me, I agreed with a lot of what Doug was saying. I saw his point, but I agree with the ending, the conclusion of the whole video, the whole review, which was, it's so ridiculous that it stands out, and it's entertaining, and it's funny, and it's memorable, and it should be that way for the series. So I agree with that.
Okay.
But I also agreed with a lot of what Doug said.
Well, everyone's entitled, just know others can love it too.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
And last thing I'll say, when I was a little kid, I would take a portable DVD player with me.
Yeah.
So I could watch stuff while I ate in a restaurant. And true story, when I was in Disney World, I watched this movie while eating in a restaurant, and according to my family, a waiter walked behind me, and while I was watching the bug scene,
Oh no.
this waiter stopped and actually stared over my shoulder, watching it for a few minutes, until he noticed my family noticed, and I had no idea until afterwards.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, just can't ignore enjoyable cinema.
It's too memorable.
So that's our thoughts, and hopefully the new Indiana Jones is more on par with Temple of Doom than Crystal Skull.